What happens when one of the most well-known creationists on the internet reads atheist answers on Reddit? Well, to be frank, you get one of the cringiest response videos in existence. You cannot miss this. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday with me, Simon Dan. Thanks very much for joining me. Before we begin today, a massive thank you to the sponsors of this video, Exter. Now, Exter are the future of wallets. They've launched a new upgraded version of their wallet, the Wallet Pro, and it is packed with upgraded features. It promises a smoother user experience and elevated product quality. It now holds 1 to 14 cards plus bills. That's more capacity than ever before, and it's still got the awesome trigger mechanism, but with a new ergonomic button. It's improved on the leather too, and the mechanism is full recycled aluminium. No use of plastics at all. It's slimmer too, and the flap closes better due to removed inner lining. Plus there's also a new ecosystem of add-ons, from cash clips to trackers. It really is the most versatile leather smart wallet. And also introducing the Travel Pack Vacuum Kit. With this beauty, you get up to 60% more space in your suitcase, backpack or carry-on. These vacuum bags are carry-on sized, designed to maximise space in any travel bag. It comes with a portable USB-C rechargeable air pump too. You get about 20 uses of that per full charge. Or alternatively, you can compress with any vacuum cleaner. You can compress 15 plus clothing items per vacuum bag. It's made from strong anti-rip nylon, waterproof, and has anti-leak zippers too that protects clothes from any spills. It's also really hygienic and odour proof too. Exter are currently running a Labour Day sale until the 16th of September with 48% off. But with my code, all of you can get 58% off. Just click the link in the description and use the code SIMONDAN2025. Thank you again to Exter for sponsoring. Right, on with today's video then, which features Kent Hovind in his Whack an Atheist Wednesday feature. He must have run out of atheists to whack this week though, because he decided instead to set his sights on the atheists of Reddit. And what transpires is golden viewing. Here we go, everyone.
Okay, atheists of Reddit. Why are you atheist? Was the question. What'd they say? Because I've studied enough religions to know none of them fit my beliefs. Well, let me translate that for you. None of them fit your lifestyle. So you want a God that tells you you can do what you please. That's what you really want, isn't it? Who is this? Delete it. That's a strange name. Okay.
The person literally said none of the religions they've studied matches their beliefs. It means they looked at the evidence, compared it to claims, and decided reasonably that it doesn't stack up. So no, Kent, it's not about atheists being able to do what they want with no rules. It's about people realising that none of the thousands of religions that people have invented are backed by convincing evidence. And that's a perfectly valid reason to be atheist.
I took a world religion class in college, and it was one of the most fascinating experiences I had academically. Still an atheist, but it was an eye-opener to visit various houses of worship. I wouldn't find myself in otherwise. Well, you can see atheism is a belief, and it's not just a belief in one less God. You have to believe there's no God. You can't possibly know that, can you? Okay?
No. Atheism is simply the lack of belief of any gods. That's it. End of. I don't believe in unicorns either. So are you going to say that my lack of belief in unicorns is a belief too? Thought not. And atheists don't need to know for certain that no gods exist. They just don't find the evidence convincing. That's how it works with everything else in life too.
Why are you a believer? There's no evidence. The burden of proof lies with you. Well, no. Whatever. If you want us to pay for your religion to be taught in schools, the burden of proof is on you to prove evolution. There's no evidence for evolution at all. Tomorrow night, I have Q&A tonight, and tomorrow night, and I got 3 nights in a row. Call in, prove me wrong. Evolution is a religious belief, nothing more. You cannot possibly know that you're related to a potato. You can believe that if you want. You and SpongeBob go have a party together. We just believe, just imagine we're related to a banana. Yeah, okay. Imagine. That's all it is, imagination.
No evidence for evolution at all? What? The fossil record. Genetics, observed speciation, radiometric dating, mountains of evidence all cross-confirmed. I like how Kent went from the burden of proof is on them to prove God to the burden of proof is on you to prove evolution. Totally dismissing the original point. Amazing.
Let's see. Faith, Dr. Schneek, or as SpongeBob put it, imagination. I agree. evolution is imagination. Of course, they meant it here to be creation or God is imagination. This guy said, why am I an atheist? I was raised in a mixed faith household. My father was raised a conservative Protestant, but flirted with Mormonism. My mother was raised Southern Baptist, but converted to Buddhism. Sounds like you had a confused house there. They could not agree on how to raise me or my siblings, so I was always encouraged to sample many beliefs and faiths. I attended Sunday school, Torah camp, Hindu festivals, and even Muslim prayer services. I read extensively, finishing off the Bible, the Quran, the Vedas, and numerous others before I was 18. Okay, good. And what killed any belief or any faith or belief was the need for special pleading. Everyone else's holy books are just lies made up by men and justified through coincidence and mindless acceptance, but yours is supposedly different and inspired.
This is actually quite an interesting point, and possibly what puts a lot of people off from religion. I wonder how Kent will respond to this one.
No, it's not. You should apply the same logical tests and strength standards to your own religion that you use to dismantle others. Well, then do it for evolution. Nobody's ever seen matter create itself. Nobody's ever seen life come from non-living material.
Ah, he's shifting to evolution again. Of course he is. Ignoring the original quote. Dear oh dear Kent, this is not a good look, my friend.
The many major steps of evolution are just taken by faith. It's a religion. If you don't like it, call in, prove me wrong. 855-BIG-DINO, extension 4. Joseph, put them on tonight. This guy says, if a faith were really factually, historically, and scientifically true, then it would stand up to the strictest possible scrutiny without needing special exceptions.
Now watch him say evolution somewhere in his next 5 words.
Well, yay. Put evolution in that sentence.
See, I knew it.
If the evolution faith were really factually, historically, scientifically true, it would stand up. Show me where any animals ever produced offspring other than their kind. Show me.
But that's not how evolution works, Kent. Evolution is gradual, happening over many generations, not in a single delivery room. What we do have is observed speciation. New species arising, documented in real time. We've seen it in plants, in fish, in insects, in the lab. Evolutionary changes happen slowly but measurably, and we can track them through DNA and fossils and observed adaptation. That's what science does, observe and record.
Rather than answer in a dismissive way, I'm going to tell you how I became an atheist. I always put a lot of faith in science. Well, then you can't believe in evolution, because science is what we can observe, study, test, demonstrate. Evolution is none of those, okay? Anyway, even as a child, the more I learned about the world, the more inconsistencies I saw in Christianity, my family's brand of religion. I'd like you to give some specifics, if you would, there, spare joke. Whenever I asked questions, I was met with answers like, God had a plan. We don't get to know what that plan is yet. Well, I'm sorry your family told you that. God wrote down in his Bible what's going to happen. He gave us prophecies by the hundreds, and they've all come true so far, and the rest are going to come true. Okay.
Isaiah 17:1. Damascus will be completely destroyed, never inhabited again. Damascus is the oldest continuously inhabited city on earth. Bit awkward.
That doesn't make any sense to me. If God has a plan but has never revealed it to anyone, spare joke. What on earth are you talking about? He has revealed lots of what he already told us what he's going to do. It's all in here. Read it. Sometimes I wish I believed in God. It would make it a lot easier to deal with loss. But I cannot reconcile the ideas that there is a God and yet the atrocities of the world continue. Okay, spare joke, let me ask you. Suppose there's no God. There are still atrocities. Now whose fault is it?
Well, Kent, we blame the people who actually commit the atrocities. Simple as that. Or if they're natural disasters, we blame no one. This is an awful argument you've just made. If you claim there's an all-powerful, all-knowing God, then why doesn't he stop the atrocities? That's the logical tension you never address. The answer is easy for us. We blame people.
Yeah. If I'm wrong, then I just hope I can ask some questions before I spend eternity burning in hell. Call me. Fair joke. 855-BIG-DINO, extension 3. I'll be glad to talk with you. Here we go. Grill Pine. Why are you an atheist? Because we don't believe in a deity. Brilliant answer, okay?
It actually is. It's the definition of atheism.
Silu of Erlin. Whatever. I'm not theist. Hence, that's why I'm an atheist. Oh, that's brilliant, okay? Why are you an atheist? Because I'm not a theist. Brilliant answer, okay?
Is it me or are these answers triggering Kent a bit?
Because nobody can prove one single point that supports the existence of some magical man in the sky. It's just flat out stupid. Nobody can point to a single thing that supports the existence of a magical man in the sky. You know, there have been a lot of cool inventions over the centuries. Mr. Nelson, I don't believe humans ever invented anything. There are no humans. You can see the invention. I think maybe somebody invented it.
Kent's argument here is basically, if inventions exist, then God exists. The thing is, we can literally point to the people who've invented things. We know who built the light bulb and the airplane and the internet. We've got names and dates and patents. What an odd rebuttal that was.
This guy said, because it's the most logical conclusion. To be an atheist is logical? It's blatantly obvious that religion and gods were created to explain away the unknown and control the masses. There's no need for that nonsense in this day and age. Well, abalone. I don't believe in painters. Paint is made of all natural ingredients found in the earth. The idea of needing painters was created to get money from the gullible people. There's no need for this nonsense in this day and age. That's your logic right there.
Another awful analogy. The difference is, of course, we can see painters. We can meet them, hire them, watch them paint, and even buy them a pint in the pub afterwards. God, though, not so much.
The only difference between a Christian and an atheist is the atheist believes in one fewer God than the Christian does. Now, this is just flat stupid, Candy, okay? Yeah.
I don't think it is. It's factually true. Kent doesn't believe in around 2,999 gods. I don't believe in 3,000.
Are you stupid or something? Yeah, you are, okay? Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone in 1876. Mr. Nelson says, nobody invented the telephone. It's made of all natural occurring materials, and we know how it works. We don't need an inventor. How's that for logic?
Did you notice what Kent just did there? The point was, Christians already reject thousands of gods. Atheists just reject one more. And instead of answering that, Kent pivots to Alexander Graham Bell. Talk about a dodge.
The more we understand about the cell or the human body or the digestive system or any of the 11 systems humans have, the more you ought to say, wow, somebody had to design that. But you don't want that. I know. Okay. Mr. Nelson says, the world population in 1876, when the telephone was invented, was about 4 billion. I've studied the writings of hundreds of them, and none of them claim to have invented the telephone. Well, you missed the one guy who did, okay? The only difference between you and I is I believe in one less inventor than you.
Look at this, Kent still trying to wiggle out the one less God point, and he's actually managed to accidentally prove it for us. He says, the only difference is, I believe in only one less inventor. Exactly, Kent. That's the atheist point in a nutshell. You already reject thousands of gods, atheists go one God further. This is an actual fact, and I can't believe you're trying to argue this. Amazing, it simply is.
That's the logic. I believe in one less God than you do. This is just plain stupid. We know the story of the evolution of the phone. It's easy to see the progression in museums with old phones. You creationists don't understand science. We know exactly how the cell phone works, and it's all natural laws. No designers needed. We do know how the phone works. It doesn't mean there's no designer. We know how the cells work in the body pretty well, or the muscle systems, or the skeletal system, or the digestive or integumentary or nervous system, the balance system. Doesn't mean there's no designer. Where do you guys get off on this? Nobody made the SR-71 either. We know exactly how it flies. It's made of all materials found right here on Earth. Nothing magic from some imaginary heaven. No designer needed for that either. That's cow dung. I changed a word there, okay? Learn some science.
Why are you continuing along this line of poor analogies? We know phones in the SR-71 were designed because we can point to their designers. Their blueprints, their patents, their test flights, the factories, everything. With biology, there's no equivalent. There's no evidence of a designer, just natural processes we've observed at work, from mutations in DNA to natural selection shaping populations over time. I'm actually starting to feel bad for Kent here because his arguments are so poor in this video. So I think we're going to wrap this one up. Kent started with the atheists of Reddit and ended up looking more and more desperate as the video went on. Dear oh dear. Well, there we go, everyone. We're going to wrap this video up as I said. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this one from Kent. As I say, we're all done and dusted for another one. Thanks so much for watching today. It's very much appreciated. If you enjoyed it, please do consider subscribing to the channel, hitting the thumbs up button too. Just enough time to once again thank Exeter for sponsoring today's video. Remember, Exeter are currently running a Labour Day sale until the 16th of September. You get 48% off there, but with my code, you get up to 58% off. Just click the link in the description and use the code SimonDan2025. I've been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow for what you've all been waiting for a long time, the final episode of Debunking Scamtarctica. See you then.